I just built a working tool in 15 minutes, a real thing that does something useful. I didn't hire a developer, I didn't learn to code. I typed what I wanted in plain English, and Claude Code built it for me. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to use Claude Code from scratch. No terminal, no command line, just a simple app you download and start using. Hi guys, I'm Jake Dawson, and in this video, well, let's just get right to it. So what is Claude Code? I mean, you know the drill. You have an idea for a tool, maybe a calculator for your business, maybe a simple app that does one specific thing, maybe something that automates a tedious task. And then you realize, well, I need to hire a developer for this. That's about $500 minimum, probably more. So the idea sits in there, and you never build it. That's the problem that Claude Code solves. Claude Code is an AI that actually builds things for you, not just gives you code and makes you figure it out. It creates complete working tools. You describe what you want, it creates the files, it writes the logic, it handles the technical stuff. Now, here's a real example. Justin Lai, an educational technologist, needed a tool to calculate plywood cuts. Input the dimensions of a sheet, specify the size of pieces that you actually need, and see exactly how many you can get plus the leftover scraps. He described it to Claude, and minutes later had a working visualizer he could share with anyone via a link. No code written, no developer hired. Now, speaking of building apps, let me tell you about Softr, today's sponsor. Claude Code is incredible if you want to write and edit code with AI, but what if you want to skip the code entirely and just describe what you need? That's what Softr does. Softr is an AI-powered platform for building real business apps, client portals, internal tools, team dashboards, without writing a single line of code. Now, here's what makes it different from every other AI app builder. Their AI CO builder doesn't just generate a UI. You describe your use case, and it builds an entire app. The database, the pages, the navigation, and the permissions, all at the same time. Now, before it builds anything, it's already asking who needs access to the app and what they should be allowed to see. Now, that matters a lot more than it sounds. So most AI tools build you a great looking demo, right? The moment a real client tries to log in, or two users need different access levels, things break. Softr handles all of that out of the box. Authentication, user roles, data restrictions, all built in by default. Once the app is generated, you just edit it visually. No reprompting, no debugging, you just click and change. And it's a full platform. Softr has its own built-in database and workflow automation, so you can replace Airtable, Zapier, and your app builder with one tool. You need a client portal? You describe it, and Softr builds it. You need an internal tool for your team? Describe it, and Softr builds it. And your clients can actually log in and use it from day one. Look, what used to take weeks now takes an afternoon. Check out Softr at the link in the description. There's a free plan to get started. Now, let's get back to how to set up Claude Code. First, download Claude desktop app. Go to claude.ai/download, choose Mac or Windows, install it like any other app. Open the app and sign in with your Google account or email. You'll need a paid subscription to use Claude Code. So Claude Pro or Claude Max work. If you're using Claude through your workplace, you probably already have access. So once you're signed in, you'll see 3 tabs at the top. You have Chat, Co-work, and Code. Click Code, and now before you can start building, you need to install one thing. When you try to write a prompt, the app will tell you Git is required. Here's how to install it. On Mac, go to developer.apple.com/downloads. Find the command line tools section, click View Downloads, sign in with your Apple ID, and download the latest Xcode command line tools and install it. On Windows, go to git-scm.com. Download Git for Windows, install it. Once that's done, restart the Claude app, and now let's build something. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see a button that says Select Folder. Click it and choose where you want your project to live. This can be a new empty folder. You just create one on your desktop and call it My Project or whatever you want. Okay, now you're ready. I'm going to build a simple ROI calculator. This is the kind that you'd put on a landing page. I type, build me a simple ROI calculator. The user enters their current monthly spend and their projected savings percentage. It calculates and displays their annual savings. Make it look clean and professional. Now watch this. Claude starts working. It shows me exactly what it wants to create. I see a permission dialog that says allow Claude to write, followed by the file name. Below that, I can see the actual code it's about to write, all the lines marked with green plus signs. I have 3 options: deny, always allow for session, or allow once. I click allow once. Claude creates the file. It shows me a summary of what it built, a collapsible section with all of the code, plus a description of what it made. So just look at that, a working calculator. Now, I actually want to see it in action. So go to your project folder, the one that you selected earlier, find the file Claude created, double click it, it opens in your browser. Type in some numbers, watch it calculate. Look, I didn't write any code. I described what I wanted, Claude built it. Now I want to tweak it. I go back to the Claude app and type, make the button blue and add a $sign to the result. Now it updates the file. I refresh my browser, done. This is the workflow. Describe what you want. Claude shows you what it will create. You approve it, and then it goes out and it builds it for you. You test it in your browser and you refine it until it's right. Now, let me show you some things that you can actually build with this, like a lead magnet calculator. You know those find out how much you could save tools on landing pages? You can build one in 15 minutes. Describe the inputs, describe the calculation, describe what the result should show. Claude builds it. Or how about a quote generator for your business? Clients enter their requirements. It spits out a price estimate based on your formula. No more doing math in your head during sales calls, right? Here's a real example. A course creator needed a tool that takes a YouTube URL, pulls the transcript, and formats it as a blog post outline. She described it to Claude Code. An hour later, she had a working tool. She uses it every week now. These are things that you'd normally pay a developer $500, $1,000 more if it's complex. With Claude Code, you can build them yourself. Now, let me give you some tips for getting really good results. Be specific about what you want. Instead of saying, make me a calculator, say, make me a calculator where the user enters their monthly ad spend and their conversion rate. It should calculate their cost per lead and show it with a $sign. Make the button green. Again, the more specific you are, the better the result. Claude cannot read your mind, but it is very good at following clear instructions. Next, describe the problem first. So instead of jumping into the solution, explain what you're trying to do. Say, I run a coaching business and I want potential clients to see how much they'd save by working with me. They should enter their current hourly rates and their hours worked per week. Show them their projected annual income if they raise their rate by 20%. When Claude understands the context, it makes better decisions. So you test it constantly also. After every change, go into your folder, open the file in your browser, and actually use it. Click the button, enter numbers, see what happens. If something goes wrong, go back to Claude and describe the problem. Claude will fix it. Build in small steps. Don't try to describe everything at once. Just start simple, get the basic thing working, and then add features one at a time. Here's another feature worth knowing: permission modes. On the left side of the prompt area, you'll see a dropdown. This controls how much freedom Claude has. By default, it says ask permissions. This means Claude shows you exactly what it wants to do, and it waits for your approval before making any changes. If you want to move faster, switch to auto accept edits. Claude makes file changes without asking. So this is good when you trust the direction and you want it to iterate quickly. There's also plan mode. Claude thinks through the approach without touching any files. This is useful if you want to discuss strategy before it actually builds anything. And one more thing, you can run multiple projects at once. In the sidebar on the left, click plus new session to start another project. Each session is independent, so you can have Claude building a calculator in one session while it's working on something completely different in another section. So here's my honest take on Claude Code. This is the closest thing to having a developer on call. You describe what you want, it builds it. You refine it until it's right. Now, is it perfect? No. Sometimes you'll need to try a few times to really get what you want. Sometimes you'll need to be more specific. Sometimes the result just needs tweaking. But compared to the alternative, hiring someone, waiting days, paying hundreds or thousands of dollars sometimes, this is in a different universe completely. The people who will get the most value from this are the ones who have ideas sitting in their head. Tools they've wanted to build, automations that they've wanted to create, things that seem out of reach because they needed a developer. Those things are now totally within reach. So to get started, go to claude.ai/download and install the desktop app. Click the Code tab, install Git if prompted, select your folder, start describing what you want to build. Start with something simple, a calculator, a form, a small tool, get a feel for how this thing works, and then go ahead and build something real. I've put all of the links in the description. Hey, if this helped you out, please make sure to subscribe for more honest breakdowns for AI tools. No hype, just actually what works here and what doesn't. Oh, and before you go, if you want some extra help and a place to connect with others who are actually building this stuff too, join our school community. It's where we share all the behind the scenes tutorials, we give feedback on your AI setups, and you can hang out with other people and entrepreneurs going through the same journey. It's honestly where most of the real breakthroughs happen. So, what are you going to build with Claude Code? Drop me a comment and let me know. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next video where we're going to take this even further and dive even deeper into AI-powered productivity. You just click on the video to my left and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I'll see you there.